All right, everyone, we're joined here by Houston Dash head coach Fabrice Gautrat. We'll go ahead and get started with everybody here in the room, and then if we have anything on Zoom, we'll go to Zoom. Fabrice, we'll start with opening remarks following today's match here against Portland.
Yeah, I thought we came out slightly a little bit flat. I thought our lines between the lines defensively were far too big. Made a couple tweaks at halftime to adjust that. I think if you look at the goals that we conceded, all of them were individual moments and just not defending very well. So it is what it is. We got to learn from it. We're still a growing team. And the only thing I told the team was you kind of see a trend, but last 20, 30 minutes, we start picking it up. We're running in behind. We're doing all those things, and we got to have that urgency from the first minute. So, yeah, those are my couple of takeaways.
Thank you. We'll start with Al. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach. You kind of just said it right there. The first half, really solid, just those 4 minutes, those quick goals. How tough is it when you guys pretty much play a good first half, just those 4 minutes kind of,
It's frustrating. It's frustrating for sure. But that's football. Moments, right? Moments of the game. You could be great, but you can't turn off for those moments. And I thought we were a bit naive. And again, we talk a lot about being disciplined, whatever your role is, and doing it to the best of our ability. And I mean, of course, I'm upset, but we also have to learn and grow from it as well. So, yeah.
about the late first half, you guys could have went into the second half down 2-0. It could have probably been a different game. How deflating is it not to be able to finish your first half like that, kind of keep it 2-0, and then the PK, just your thoughts on that whole thing?
Yeah, I think Portland this is now their 8th PK, maybe in 9 games. So I just hope people do their homework. That's all I'm going to say. So we all know they're very good at drawing PKs. That's all I'm going to say.
Manny, we'll go second row.
Just wanted to mention about the attacking part of your game. I know Yasmin Ryan was absent for injury that she had, but I think this is the first time we see the side without her. She was a key addition to the team. You think the team lacked maybe just her attacking threat on the line, or you think it was just how Portland played to contain the front three?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if not having Yaz didn't affect us. I mean, I think she was actually getting into a good stride, So she's a big part, but at the end of the day, like, injuries happen, and we can't just rely on that. We've got to find ways to solve. And I thought in the second half we adjusted a little bit better, positioned our players higher up so that we could get into the back line. I thought too many people were dropping too low in the first half sometimes in the build. So, yeah.
And lastly, for me, it's Kiki Van Zanten, first game after her recovery from her season injury. Of course, her first minutes as well. Just on her performance, even though it's...
Yeah, look, I thought she brought some good energy. I think she could have had the second goal. I mean, that cutback from Avery I thought was great, and she's, a couple yards off that. So I think she scores that. It's a different game. But we've had conversations, and I'm glad we actually got her some minutes and, get some minutes under her belt for sure.
Hey, Fabrice, just one question for me. You mentioned it a little bit, but your message to the team, how do you reset and restart for the next match, and what do you learn from this?
Yeah, I just said when it comes to effort, when it comes to intensity, when it comes to those things, like, I can't coach that. Like, that's got to come from within, So, and if I look at the game, I don't think it was necessarily tactics. I think it was individual moments, individual errors, and it is what it is. Like, we have to learn, we have to grow from it. So, one thing we talked about in pregame was just we're all sometimes we think it's always the destination, but it's really the journey that we're on that, like, you got to learn from, and that's what makes you become who you are, And so I think there's a lot to learn from today. So.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.